Hello! On behalf of Associação Via Criativa Association, Centro Universitário de Belas Artes de São Paulo, University Center of Fine Arts of São Paulo, and Rede de Bibliotecas de Lisboa, Lisbon Libraries Network, I'd like to present you the curatorship behind the Ponte Meeting. In the image, we can see a photo by Luís Barreira from a look by the Equinox Collective from Cádiz, Spain, taken at the Monteiro Serra room, located in the Alcantara Library in Lisbon. This meeting arose from the desire to bring together fashion designers and researchers from Portugal and Latin America through a partnership with curator Carol Garcia from the University Center of Fine Arts in São Paulo, Centro Universitário de Belas Artes de São Paulo. This concept extended to the Mediterranean with Via Creativa's connections to Egypt and Spain. Through colloquiums and fashion films, we also connected digitally with the United Kingdom, the United States and China. The event takes place in Alcantara, Lisbon, hence the photo of the 25th of April bridge. Alcantara means bridge in Arabic, giving its name to the parish and to the event. We had 3 annual editions: Garden Party Vibes, Sempre Futuro, Always Future, and Exchange, with fashion shows, workshops, colloquiums, fashion films, and installations. The last 2 refer to the celebrations of April 25th in the 2024-2026 triennium. Garden Party Vibes Edition. The Garden Party Vibes edition was inspired by the Count Bernays Palace, located on the street where artist José Dias Coelho was murdered by the military police in 1961. The song we all know by Zeca Afonso, A Morte Saiu à Rua, Death Took to the Street, refers to this event. The library would later adopt the artist's name. That is why the first edition paid tribute to him on the centenary of his birth with an installation by Hugo Queiroz that places an artist before the old censorship, respecting the colors of the book. And in the garden, another installation on the jacaranda tree about a red drop, a metaphor for blood. And on the lawn, another one, representing the absence of the communist artist with a red chair. The tribute extended to the fashion show, with the book being passed from hand to hand by the models, dressed in neutral outfits by Mariana Soares, symbolizing the clandestine message transmitted among the people. The Garden Party Vibes theme originated from the Count of Bernays' garden parties held at the Junqueira Palace. We staged a contemporary version of the atmosphere with denim looks juxtaposing photography and performance during the event. The connection between past and future has always been present in the Ponte editions. Gisele Collin presented her AI work inspired by the Amazon, projected on the walls of the space, and exhibited her 3D printed shoe. At the same exhibition, among other pieces, we had jewelry by Inês Nunes, inspired by the ponto nó, knot stitch, of Porto Alegre's tapestries, which would later be auctioned by Veritas Portugal. We held our first international colloquium, both online and in person, with the participation of 12 speakers. We highlight Toseto's presentation on photography as performance and Sequeiro's presentation on silhouette distortion inspired by the work of Francis Bacon. We also highlight those by Dr. Doris Santos and designer Claudio Brito on the costumes of the original garden parties and on men's clothing inspired by the dandies. The fashion show was a true garden party, with 22 designers participating over 2 days, and some were highlighted by the press. Here we can see some more work in photos from the fashion show and editorial shooting that took place at the venue, with the one on the right by Isabella Berruti from Uruguay. Sempre Futuro edition. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of April 25th, we chose the expression Sempre Futuro, Always Future by Almada Negreiros. We highlighted the importance of collective memory in design. We had the privilege of receiving a small retrospective by designer Dean Walsh, celebrating the 30 years of his career. We exhibited records of the Amazon by photojournalist Josiane Daher, glass pieces with bobbin lace by Isabel Beaker, textile samples based on Islamic ceramics designs by Fowl students, and a retrospective of photographers from Ponte from the previous edition. From the Colloquium, we highlight interaction between fado and fashion, evident in the work of Paulo Azanha, and the Recaseando project developed in Piauí, which combines design and craftsmanship. In the performance that opened the fashion show, a dress by Gabriel Daros was used, reminiscent of fadas shawls, during the playback of the song Os Vampiros, the Vampires, by Zeca Afonso, version Trabalhadores do Comércio, the Workers of Commerce, by the performer Dan La Lumière. The show was organized by color scheme, starting with denser, darker looks and evolving into more colorful and expressive ones, alluding to the transition from dictatorship to freedom. We had the participation of Paraguayan brands Maura Marti with bags and Olinda with shoes, accessories made with textiles produced by indigenous people. For the first time, we had the Egyptian Moja Kafegi Design Studio and students from the New Giza University who showed us how to interpret ancient traditions in contemporary looks. In the projections, we highlight the participation of Xiu Gong, a student of the Masters in Fashion Artifact at the London College of Fashion and winner of the Bilbao International Art and Fashion Award 2024, who combines bamboo and leather. Here we can see passages from two of the fashion films, one by Carrie Wu, a student on that master's program, and another by Brazilian brand Trama Afetiva, which works with vulnerable individuals to upcycle discarded umbrellas. Exchange Edition. In the Exchange Edition, we prioritize the idea of exchange, possible in times of freedom, promoting workshops on stamps inspired by Egyptian jewelry and Madeira embroidery. The Colloquium showed us that it is possible to combine ancestry, identity, memory, and technology, as we saw in the presentation by Luís Santos and Maria Tamayo Moreno, one on fashion in digital environments and the other on design inspired by symbolic places in Spain. Of the 22 fashion films from Portugal, Spain, Egypt, the United States, and Uruguay, we highlight two, one that tells us about Andalusia under Franco, and another about the charisma and freedom of Portuguese women, which won an award at the New York City International Fashion Film Festival. To open the show, we had a performance that combined the esparto masks by artisan Milena Calte with the solstitium looks of designer Manel Bayer. The performance on the facade summed up the fashion show, eco-sustainable practices and design inspired by local heritage, empowerment of communities and identities through design and one-piece and zero-waste design solutions, mastery of cutting and a focus on classic know-how with a contemporary touch. A slide with the music composed for it will follow, as well as 2 short videos about the fashion show, which was attended by the Egyptians for the second time and the Spaniards for the first time, in addition to the Portuguese designers.
Senhores passageiros, academia e a maçonaria apresentam doutora Adam La Lumière, professora catedrática na Universidade de Saturno, discípula lunar.
E para o ano, a ponte terá 3 pisos, um elevador panorâmico e uma loja de chapéus invisíveis para vender a todas as vossas excelências. Até para o ano, until next year, hasta o próximo ano. E lembrem-se, nunca atravessar pontes de olhos fechados, a menos que seja domingo. Senhoras e senhores, o meu nome é Dada Lumière, mais uma vez, e obrigada por este serão, este final de tarde. Obrigada. Muito obrigada.
To conclude, here is a mosaic of some photos by the Ponte photographers. And here are our institutional supporters since the first edition, although many names could be mentioned here from the various volunteers, designers and models, to whom we are also very grateful, because without them this event would not be possible. Thank you very much for your attention, and please follow us on Instagram.